Hey everybody, so today I'm going to discuss basically the first steps in how you play tennis. Tennis is a popular sport, it's been around for hundreds of years, and it's something that I really enjoy to do. So we'll just get right into it. So for tennis, the main things you need, first of all, your tennis equipment. You can't just go to a park and play tennis without nothing. First things you need is a tennis racket, which needs to be strung with string. You need tennis balls, and you need tennis clothing, comfortable tennis clothing, which includes tennis shoes, because you can't wear dress shoes to play tennis. You need comfortable shoes, comfortable clothes, a tennis racket, and some tennis balls. And you can hit against a wall. Some public parks have a wall you can hit the ball against, but it's a lot better if you have a partner who can feed you balls or rally with you. So first of all, for tennis rackets, there's dozens of brands that make tennis rackets. There's Babolat, Wilson, Prince, Head, Yonex. There's just several brands throughout the world that makes tennis rackets. So once you find the right racket for you, you can go to a regular pro shop, talk to the workers over there. They'll tell you, hey, you're brand new, just starting out. They can recommend a good racket for you. And as far as tennis clothing, it's pretty much loose gear for the shirt, shorts with pockets to hold the tennis balls, and the tennis shoes. As long as it's tennis shoes, go to a tennis shoe store. They'll sell them there. You can be able to play with it. And there's also numerous types of tennis ball brands, but they're pretty much all the same. And when you start out, it doesn't really matter what type of brand of a tennis ball you're using. So once you have your racket, your equipment, all your gear, and you have a partner to play with, then you can start basically playing tennis. So it's a difficult sport, but there's public parks. I'm sure everybody lives as public parks where you can get started. And the first coach I ever had, he coached my high school, Kalani High School, up in Honolulu, Hawaii. His name is Matthew Lee. When we started, basically said number one thing is the hand-eye coordination. So first things first, once you have your racket and ball, it's good to dribble the ball on the ground with your racket. So this is your racket, use the ball and just bounce it up and down. Practice hitting the ball with your sweet spot, which is the middle of your tennis racket, right in the middle of your tennis racket. So once you do that for a few minutes, you just get the hand-eye coordination down. Practice hitting the ball in the sweet spot. So it's basically an important point, I would say, hand-eye coordination. Because when you're playing tennis, you're going to be running around left and right, hitting the tennis ball across the court. Okay. So once you get your hand-eye coordination down, you can feel the ball in your racket. You gotta learn the rules of tennis, basically, so you can start playing. Basically, there's a net in the middle. If you've seen a tennis court before, I'm sure everybody has. The net in the middle, it's 3 feet high, and both players on one person on each side. When you're one person on each side, you serve it to each other, serve the ball diagonally, and after return the ball after one bounce back anywhere in the court. There's lines in the court which give you the boundaries, and it's kind of hard to explain over a video, but basically you got to play the balls in the lines, get it within one bounce, and you can hit the ball without it bouncing too if you want, but usually it's better to hit it after one bounce. So after you learn the rules of tennis, next thing I would suggest is you start hitting some tennis balls, practice your footwork and moving around. Another person who posts some instructional videos online is a tennis professional by the name of Rafael Nadal. He's arguably the greatest tennis player of all time. So when I first started, I was watching one of his YouTube videos, and his number one thing was to be light on your feet at all times. When I say light on your feet, I mean you gotta be on your toes. Do a little demonstration. So you're just gonna be bouncing around on your toes at all times, being loose and ready to react to the ball. So his big thing is be light on your feet, bouncing around, ready to move left, right, up, down, side to side, back and forth. You never know where the ball's gonna land. And also have your racket right in front of you. Rack it up, feet light on your toes so you can move, get to the ball quicker. So that's his big thing, being light on your toes, being ready to receive the ball. It's about footwork. You need to position your body in the right position every time to make contact with the ball. Because without footwork, you can't be a tennis player. You'll be off balance, falling over. You need to be on balance to play tennis. So once you get all that settled down, I recommend having a partner, especially if you never played before. Have a partner, get a basket of tennis balls, and just feed you, real nice and easy, slow. Just practice, your footwork, setting up, and making contact with the ball, hitting it over the net. So when you first start, you don't need to worry about hitting it in. It has to be in this spot. How hitting it hard. Most people are like, oh, I want to hit the ball hard at the pros. I want to hit it hard. I want to hit it hard. And that's not important. The first important part is making solid contact with the ball with the right footwork. Another person who posts instructional videos online is also another professional tennis player by the name of Roger Federer. I'm sure you've heard of him if you play tennis. He's also one of the great players of our all time. So he posted a few videos. It was his coach feeding him balls from a basket. And you might think, oh, he's a professional tennis player, one of the greatest in the world. Why is he feeding balls from a basket? Everybody starts somewhere. So Roger Federer's big thing is when you set up to hit a ball, always have your momentum moving forward. What I mean by that is, for example, ball's coming towards me, you can set your feet up, and when you swing, you want to be leaning forward, moving forward, so your momentum is going forward at all times. The more your momentum goes forward, you hit the ball with more spin, more pace, and your energy is going forward. Because if you're jumping back, hitting the ball back, that's off balance, and that's where you not do your best. So basically, once, little recap, once you have your equipment, your racket, your balls, your gear, another partner to play with, you got your basic fundamentals down, just have an idea of what you're doing. Best thing is just start making contact with the ball, practice hitting, your forehand, which is your dominant side. If you're right hand, your forehand is your right side, like this. If you're a left-hander, it would be your left hand, be your forehand, and your backhand is your weaker side. Your right-hander's backhand would be, this way. Left-hander's backhand would be this way. So learn your strokes, just keep making contact with the ball. Always, move forward, be light on your feet, and just have fun, basically. So there's a lot of tennis is a tough sport, a lot of things to learn, but if you take it, one day at a time, one step at a time, you can definitely get better.